Donald Trump just torched one of his biggest campaign promises with a truly baffling announcement. So he went on his own social media platform and somehow made this sound like a badge of honor. He wrote, quote, "I will not sign the housing bill, which has been fully approved by Congress and sent to the White House in protest over the fact that the United States Senate is not capable of passing the Save America Act, which is polling at 97% with the Republican Party and very high with the non-politician Democrats." And he goes on, but I think you can probably glean from that gem what the rest of it sounds like. Here's the deal. The housing bill passed the House 358 to 32, and the Senate 85 to 5. These are numbers so lopsided, they are basically unanimous by Washington standards on an issue that Trump literally ran on. Like over and over on the campaign trail, he said this.
"We will open up new tracts of federal land for large-scale housing construction so that we can get housing on the market. Housing affordability crisis. Oh, it's too expensive to build the homes, and they're building them, and they cost a fortune."
Cut 2, Congress delivers him exactly that, a sweeping, genuinely bipartisan housing package meant to lower prices, speed up home building, and rein in corporate landlords who are buying up single-family homes. And the second it lands on his desk, he shelves it. At which point, here is the new tune that he's been singing.
What are your plans for the housing bill, Mr. President?
I don't know. I think it's so unimportant by compared to the Save America.
And putting that authority in the hands of a White House that has already shown exactly what it wants to do with that power. And just in case there's any doubt, Donald Trump is so ham-handed that he outright admitted it.
We can only lose the midterms if we allow ourselves to lose the midterms, if we are foolish, stupid, and unwise. But if we terminate the filibuster, as we should do, and immediately vote for the Save America Act, then we will not lose an election for 100 years. We do that, we're not going to lose an election for 100 years.
Donald Trump has just made a move that surprised both his critics and his own supporters. He has officially refused to sign a sweeping bipartisan housing bill that was meant to lower home prices and put a check on corporate landlords. But that is only half the story. While everyone was focused on the housing debate, a dramatic midnight purge took place at one of America's most vital independent election agencies. Today, we are skipping the opinions and breaking down the exact legislative facts, court decisions, and what this actually means for the country. Hey everyone, welcome back to Joshu Reaction. I am Frank John, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel. To all my dedicated viewers across the United States and Canada, today we need to talk about two massive developments in Washington that are completely reshaping the political and legal landscape ahead of the upcoming midterm elections. So let's get into the details. Let's start with the housing bill. To give you some context, this wasn't just a regular piece of legislation. This package passed the House of Representatives with a lopsided vote of 358 to 32, and it cleared that Senate by 85 to 5. In today's divided Washington, these numbers mean the bill was basically unanimous. Even more interesting is that housing affordability and opening up federal land for construction was a primary promise on the campaign trail. Congress essentially delivered exactly that package to the president's desk. However, the moment it arrived, Trump shelved it. He openly stated on social media that he will not sign this housing bill in protest. Why? Because he wants to use it as leverage to force the Senate to pass an entirely unrelated bill called the Save America Act. So, what exactly is the Save America Act that is causing this massive standoff? While supporters argue it is a simple measure to ensure election integrity and voter ID, the actual legal framework of the bill goes much deeper. At its core, this act would shift significantly control over how all 50 states register and verify voters directly to the federal government. It introduced a nationwide proof of citizenship mandate, requires states to hand over their voters' rolls to the Department of Homeland Security, and strictly limits mail-in voting across the country. This is a fundamental change because throughout American history, election administration has always belonged to the individual states, not to federal government. Trump has been very candid about his goal, stating that passing this act is critical for the party's future election victories. By tying the housing bill to this act, the cost of housing has essentially become a political bargaining chip. But while the public debate over housing was going viral, an even bigger shift happened late at night. Trump took direct aim at the Election Assistance Commission, commonly known as the EAC. For those who don't know, the EAC was established by Congress back in 2002, right after the famous Bush versus Gore election dispute. It was specifically designed as a bipartisan independent agency made up for four commissioners, two Democrats and two Republicans. Its entire job is to serve as a neutral referee, certifying voting equipment and providing technical experts to states on how to run secure elections. In a sudden move, Trump fired the two Democratic commissioners and pressured the remaining Republican commissioner to resign. Because there was already one vacancy, this vital election agency now has zero commissioners heading into the critical November elections. Critics and legal analysts are calling this a major crisis, arguing that removing the neutral referees right before an election allows for unprecedented executive influence over voting rules. Now you might be asking, how is a president legally allowed to completely purge an independent bipartisan agency like this? The White House is pointing directly to a recent Supreme Court ruling known as the Slagater decision. The Slagater decision gave the presidency much broader authority to control independent executive agencies and remove agency heads. While legal experts argue there is still a lot of ambiguity over whether this decision should apply to strictly balanced bipartisan commissions like the EAC, a court battle to challenge this move could take months or even years. For the immediate future, the guardrails and independent referees at the EAC are gone, and the administration is moving forward to handle these protocols directly. What we are seeing right now is a highly strategic, high-stakes games of political and legal chess, from using a nearly anonymous housing bill as leverage to altering the structure of federal election oversight. The rules of the upcoming midterms are being rewritten as we speak. Our goal on this channel is to give you the objective facts and the real data behind the headlines so you can see exactly how these institutions are changing. But I want to know what you think about these developments. How do you view the balance between federal election laws and state control? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you found this factual breakdown helpful, please hit the like button, share the video and subscribe for more in-depth educational content. And I am Frank John. I'll see you in the next breakdown, and we are firmly stand in God we trust. God bless America and take care. Talk soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.